welcome to a very special Tea Talks. We've got Ebony here today.
Hello.
Ebony's going to help today because we got lots of questions on my TikTok now that I'm TikTok famous. And so we thought there wasn't really enough time on TikTok to answer them all. So we're going to do a Tea Talks with all the TikTok questions, and Ebony's going to help read them out for us. How's that sound?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, there's a few questions there, probably 10 or 11 or something. So let's get on with it.
Alrighty. So Jasmine copied, wrote, "This is intensely personal, so please don't feel obliged to answer. But did your feelings about spirituality and/or religion change with your diagnosis?"
No, not really. I guess I've been brought up Catholic, but I don't really. I haven't really stuck with the Catholic way of things. There's a few things that I don't agree with the Catholic Church, but I do believe in a God, and I believe in a heaven as such. Like there's somewhere that you go after you die, and I believe if you're good, you'll go there. So I'm pretty sure I'm good enough to get in.
Yeah.
But I believe in like life after death as well, because like we've had a few deaths in our family. My dad and our oldest boy, your brother Jack, he passed away when he was 17, and we get signs from him all the time. Hey,
Yeah.
So I sort of feel like there must be something there. So it hasn't changed. I've always had that faith, and I sort of think it would be really tricky to be dying and just think you're dead and you're in the ground. I think that would be pretty hard. So
Yeah.
I'm sort of grateful that I have that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it hasn't changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not running around trying to get all my sins forgiven, or trying to get in good with God, because I feel like I've done an all right job. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Alrighty. That was a good question. I liked that one.
Yeah.
Mama Verano wrote, Do you think about euthanasia? In Switzerland it's legal and many people with ALS are coming there to die without pain.
Yeah, I think it's actually legal in Australia now too.
Yeah, they've just legalised it in Queensland, and it's in Victoria, WA.
Yeah. I kind of don't, because I'm a great believer in things just rolling out how they're supposed to roll out. So I kind of feel like I'll be able to cope with whatever I'm given. And yeah, I don't feel the need to kind of end that early. I actually think that would be quite traumatic for you guys as well, for me to do that, just to decide. But it's not something I would ever do. Like, I mean, I get some people want to do it, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm just saying for me, it's not really. No, I wouldn't do that. I'll just take whatever my journey is. I'll suck it up, kind of thing. So
Yeah, I think not as many people have had the life that we have with MND. We're lucky that you've got your pain medication and everything sorted out, but I would hate to think, if it was something like cancer or something else where it was where it was not good, and or just you're old, you're elderly and things are breaking down, and I definitely believe in it, and it should be legal everywhere,
but I think in most cases, like for me, like I'm probably not going to be able to breathe, but I know from the drugs that I've had so far that there's medications that will help me with that. So as much as that is awful, there's medications that can help me with that. So we'll just beam me up, Scotty.
She's on the good shit.
I don't want to be in pain. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to put up with pain. I'd much rather have some drugs for that. But I believe that I probably can have drugs to manage it, mostly.
Not trying to be a hero.
No need to be a hero. Yeah.
Do they let you get your superannuation out early? I hope they do, but I also...
Yeah, no, read the rest about the government. Yes, they do, and I'm very lucky because I didn't work for a lot of years because of I was carer for our oldest boy Jack, but luckily I worked for Queensland Health and I was there for 12 years, and so I have got a reasonable amount of super put away, and I'm allowed to access that. On top of that, I also got like a early, like you can get like and there was insurances on that, so there's like a early, you can take it prior if you've got a terminal disease, like you can get a payment, which is similar to like a just a life insurance type thing. So I got that. I've got my super, and I'm still actually getting paid from work. So I finished work in September last year, and I've still got another couple of weeks to go until I'm actually have used all my leave up. So I'm really lucky there too that you know, I was in a workplace where I could accumulate leave, and and so I'm lucky because throughout my life I really haven't been that financially stable. And now I'm rich, so who knew?
It's a shame as soon as she got rich.
Like probably a year before I got sick, I got rich. Well, I say I got rich, but like I was able to like buy a new couch and, you know,
middle
I was
class.
able to like pay for stuff and I was able to just buy some things, but that come along with like kids sort of finish school and off working and, you know, that as well. So, and me working full time in a good job and stuff. So I have accessed my super. So I've got like, I don't have to worry about money, which is a huge relief for me because it would be just awful to be in this situation. I physically couldn't work. Like I think I probably worked for as long as I actually could.
I remember on your last day you coming home and saying, I actually just don't think I could
have done another day.
No, I actually just don't think I could.
And as much as I love that job, I just, I was not up to it. I mean, I definitely couldn't be working now. I can't write. I can't drive. I'm in a wheelchair and I can't push myself in a wheelchair. Fatigue is massive, and I can't even really type anymore. So there's a lot of things that I wouldn't be able to do. So but anyway, that's it. Financially, I'm okay, which is a huge relief. And I thank my lucky stars, but I also feel like I probably deserve that. Like my time has come for me to have a bit of run of good luck, if
good
that's
luck
what you call it.
Good luck in amongst the
the shittiness of the whole thing.
The worst luck you could possibly
get. Just throw some money at the problem.
Yes.
One of my favourite sayings. So
Alrighty. So Zanot Time Later said, "Bless you, Ted. Live your best life. Will you be doing any travelling or bucket list items? XX."
No. I mean, I think travel's kind of off the agenda anyway because of COVID and stuff. And now that it's more able to happen, I'm not physically up to it. So I haven't really yearned to kind of go anywhere. I wanted to do that big walk with you. Where was that?
It was the Camino de Santiago in Spain.
Like a big pilgrimage type thing. I've wanted to do that, but obviously I can't do that now. But I don't really have any huge bucket list things that I've wanted to do that I haven't done, because if I've wanted to do stuff, I've just done it. The only thing is a full marathon I wanted to do, but I'm not going to be able to do that, obviously. But but you know, I'm not devastated about that. It's cool. I've done a few halves, so that adds up. But no, I'm just living every day, enjoying every day. I don't have a big list of things that I need to do.
No. You've never really had a travel bug or...
No, I mean, I more like to go and sit in cafes and enjoy a coffee or chat, or I'm not a big let's go and see the world, or
You're not too interested in history, so that
I'm definitely not into history.
That rules a lot of travelling out.
So the ones with the walks, or that New Zealand holiday that I had where we did mountain biking and all that stuff, that was a lot of fun because that was an active holiday, so that sort of stuff is fun. But that, I mean, I'm not up to that either, so
You haven't been active in a while.
No, I haven't been active in a while.
No. Alrighty, so Jody09876 said, "Thank you. I was just wondering if you got your diagnosis through muscle biopsy."
No, not through muscle biopsy. With MND, it's more kind of ruling everything out. So I had CT scan on my neck. I had an MRI, neck and spine, MRI on my neck and spine. I had a CT on my brain and then an MRI on my brain. I think I've thrown an extra something in there, but so all of that ruled out, didn't find anything. And then I had a nerve conduction test, which showed some irregularities, and it was from that that I got sent to a neurologist, and the neurologist then, by that stage I had twitches all over my body, which is fairly common for MND. It was advancing very quickly for me, so yeah, when I first got referred, I just sort of had a bit of weakness in my hands, but by the time that 6 weeks was up, I had weakness all over my body, and I had twitches all over my body as well. So it was pretty evident that that's what I had. And then I had a further nerve conduction test this week, which I had because the hospital wanted to confirm the previous diagnosis, which was a bit silly. But anyway, I had it, and there's absolutely no doubt that that's what I have. So yeah.
If there was any,
it's not
now.
So that's the test to kind of check to make sure that it's not a mimicking kind of disease, which it can be sometimes. Yeah. So
it's really interesting because it's different in everybody.
Yeah.
So you can't really across the board like pinpoint
compare,
it or compare or it's so tricky.
Yeah.
I think.
I did a TikTok just this week on the actual diagnosis journey for me, because I started just quickly with me having a weakness in my hands, and then because I was going to the gym every day, I really noticed like a deterioration in my strength, but I wasn't really thinking it was MND. Ebony was from the start.
I was right on track.
It was only when I had that nerve conduction test, like I'd had all those MRIs and CT scans and still didn't know what it was. In my gut, I knew something was wrong, and then I had a doctor who said I had just had anxiety, and just to download the Smiling Minds app and basically go home. And I found another doctor after that, because like I'm saying, I was on holidays at the time from work, and I remember saying to my trainer, she's telling me to download the Smiling Minds app, and I'm thinking I'm never going back to work. So I knew it was something serious. I didn't really know what it was, but my gut was telling me. So luckily I found another doctor, and he very quickly had me off for the right tests, and and it was good that I had those other tests, because then they didn't have to muck around, they could rule all that stuff out. But so it was only a few weeks and I was diagnosed with it, with the motor neurons.
Yeah. Cool. If your imaging tests were clear, how did you get diagnosed with the second opinion? Thank you.
Well, that was when I went to the second doctor, and he sent me off for the nerve conduction test. So the images were my CTs and MRIs, but they are clear for MND. They're looking for something else to hope it's not MND, but they were clear, but the nerve conduction test wasn't. And by that stage you could see wastage, like this part of your hand here that's meant to be like a pillow kind of feeling. Mine's really flat. It's much flatter now, but even back then it was quite flat. And you could see on the sides of my hands here where I had like muscle wastage, and it was real. I could see like holes basically in my hands where the muscle had gone. So that was what they were kind of looking at too when they diagnosed me. Had some muscle wastage on my back and neck as well. So yeah,
it's very interesting. It's a weird disease. Jack's mum 04. First, may you be pain free. Secondly, how do you financially get through?
Well, kind of covered that. I've got the super, and I've also still getting paid from work. So but I'll have enough super to see me through till the end, thank goodness. Unless I outdo expectations, but I seem to be more the other way. Outdoing expectations with the speed that it's progressing, rather than living 10 years or something.
Overachieving with a record.
Record from diagnosis to finished up. It's really, really quick how it's progressing. My diagnosis was in August last year, and in February I started to have some breathing problems, and now like I'm on breathing machine probably about 16 hours a day. So yeah, it's happening pretty quickly. So yeah, that's me, overachiever.
Yeah. A Joyride Candy Cane said, "How are your children taking it?"
Oh, I know how my children taking it. Suppress.
Yes.
Just like their mum.
Yes. Yes, I just avoid. No, I think like in terms of the first getting diagnosed, I was like, I knew, like I had a friend I went to school with, her husband's dad actually had motor neuron disease, and he was explaining it to me. I remember she was explaining it to me a few years ago, and I remember thinking, oh, like that just must be horrific. And then as soon as Mum started saying, because initially she was saying it was carpal tunnel, and I didn't think anything. Yeah, I didn't
because
think
it was just my hands.
Yeah, I didn't think anything of it because you normally go to the physio and all the rest. So I was just kind of thinking, oh well, you know, a physio must have diagnosed her with that or something.
Well, I think what happened was Steph, my sister, had it at the same time, and it's a thing that you kind of get around our age. Like women our age tend to get it and need to have the surgery. So she had it, so it was kind of in my head.
Yeah,
and then
you didn't actually tell anybody the symptoms.
Well, I couldn't squeeze. Is what I had lost strength in my hands, but I didn't have any pain, which was what was different.
Yeah.
Because you should really have pain in the carpal tunnel.
But
that was what the doctor said he was sending me off to get tested for. The second doctor, but I don't think he was. I think he was sending me off to get tested for motor neurons.
Very well it wasn't carpal tunnel.
Yeah, he just didn't want to alarm me.
Yeah, we were alarmed.
Yeah.
No, but I think as soon as I kind of realised it was more than that, I was kind of going through a range of different things it could be, and then I don't know, I kept thinking back to my friend, and I was like, oh, I just have a really bad feeling. There's like, you know, and this was like right at the beginning as well, where there was really no, like it wasn't even really coming up on Google when I was Googling the symptoms, but I just had this really bad feeling. So in terms of like when you were actually diagnosed, that was okay.
He wasn't surprised.
I like.
And you work in a medical area, so you're around. I mean, you're not medically trained, but you work in a medical area.
Yeah, so, I read medical reports. And, you know, all day. Yeah, every day.
So you're pretty across that, and you like to get answers. So
yes. I don't like not knowing why, or I think that's probably the hardest thing, is I don't know why it's happening, and nobody knows why it's happening, and been on Google Scholar and YouTube watching
find out a reason,
lectures and stuff. I think I think it's more just it's the not understanding how it happened, because it was, you know, how like, did it just not work one day, or like did you just wake up and then it died, or like the motor neuron or whatever, like
and I think the thing that's kind of like upset all of us a bit, or frustrates us, is that I was very fit. Like I was gym every day. I was actually the fittest and healthiest I'd ever been, but I'd been exercising for like since probably about 2009. I've been exercising fairly regularly, many days a week, like sometimes in that 7 days a week, sometimes 5 days, but certainly not less than 4. But you know, most, like at this period of time, I probably for 3 or 4 months had been exercising every day. So sometimes twice a day, and then but it seems to attack people who are very physically fit as well. So
but
which seems unfair.
It does actually.
Because I've looked after myself.
And I can think of people that I know that are, you know, that live these long lives, and they smoke their whole lives, or they do drugs their whole lives, and like it's, or they, you know, are really unhealthy, or blah blah blah. And I think like while I don't think that they deserve, like obviously I don't think they deserve anyone deserves bad health or anything like that, I just find it really frustrating, because I feel like you earned good health. You really
I worked hard.
I think that's, I get frustrated at that, but I don't know, I don't like to think of the future. I think of today.
I think that's a good strategy though. Like I think of today as well, and there's good moments in every day. Like in fact, most moments in the day are good. So if you look at it like that, and there's some crappy ones when I'm really not feeling great, but there's drugs for that, and there's a breathing machine. So but some days you have breakdowns as well, and I think all the kids are kind of like that. They have days where they're good and days where not so good, but mostly, I mean, the kids are fairly resilient. They've lost their brother, fairly similar to how I'm gonna die as well. He had pneumonia after surgical complications, so but he was sick his whole life as well. So like, you're resilient, you're used to hospitals, you're used to that kind of thing, which seems pretty rough that you've had to go through this now too. So
I feel like
give us a break.
Yes. Yes. I feel like in terms of my siblings, so I feel we've kind of got a mixed bag of every reaction it could be, I guess. Like there's 4 of us. And then there's, I feel like Sam's very similar to me.
Yeah.
Sam's very similar to me.
Sam's very emotional about it. It's probably way more emotional than anyone else, but it's similar to you in how you're kind of thinking about it and trying not to think too far ahead. And
I just think of today. Max is, you say like every time he leaves, he'll give you a hug like it's the last time.
Like he's never going to see me again. Yeah.
So sad.
Yeah, he's just hanging on to that. But Max doesn't need to know until there's actual facts and evidence for him to grab hold of. So finding out I had motor neurons was just awful for Max, because he just got slapped. Even though we kind of talked about it and I'd been going for these tests, and
we'd been dropping hints, and we had been saying like,
this is what they're testing for.
This is what they're testing for, like this
until it's actually there. Max just needs facts and evidence.
So he just walked in that day.
It was terrible.
He's not got it read in the room, I will tell you. He walked in and he was just he had no idea, no clue. I think he'd forgotten that you even went to the specialist. And so he was like, what's going on? And we're like, should sit down.
This hasn't been a good day. Yeah.
No.
And then Ziggy's really wants to know but doesn't want to know, because would rather not know.
She's head in the sand.
Head in the sand. But I think you and Sammy both probably see more of it than the other two as well. So, but I think everyone's coping in their own way, all very differently though. Different personalities. I just try and keep it real for everybody. Like if I've had an appointment and they've said something, I kind of let everyone know. But it's really interesting to see how differently, like it's probably not a shock to you because you're across the whole process and how it works and what to expect and stuff. Whereas, like Ziggy maybe is devastated by it because he just doesn't want to know.
It's like every time
anything.
It's like a gut punch maybe. But I was really lucky in that, my friend that I mentioned before, Maddie, her and her husband Ash, they're so beautiful, and they, I talked to them about it. I went over to their place and they explained a lot about it, and it was so interesting. It was it that kind of prepped me, I guess, in a way. And even though it's a lot, it is very different because it affects everybody differently. I have probably more knowledge.
Yeah, certainly medical kind of knowledge and what to expect and kind of stuff as well, I would say. Yeah. I think that helped me too when you talked about like what he had been through and to actually know someone who's had it.
For sure.
Okay.
Next question. Dallas Lemon said, your positivity is infection. Mask looks uncomfy, but hope it isn't. Keep going, girl.
Yeah, I just put that in because the mask. The thing about the mask, like I'm not going to say it's uncomfortable because it helps me to breathe. So in terms of that, it's better to have it on and be a bit uncomfortable than to not. But oh my God, like things like scratching my nose, and because I've got weak hands, like I can't sometimes get under it. Like you just kind of realise how having a disability, like you can't do things. Plus I can't talk while the mask is on, which is huge problem for me because I'm such a big talker. But it's not that uncomfortable. It's annoying because I can't really, like one of them is difficult to put my glasses on and see, and so I can't be on my phone sometimes, and yeah, in bed and that. But life is certainly better with the mask than without the mask. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I don't think I'd be alive if I didn't have that machine now.
No.
I'm sure I wouldn't be.
Yeah. Probably not.
No. Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Mm.
Jen MF7 says, my mum has ALS too. Are you trying any of the supplements like Leap to be fit? You look amazing.
Oh, well, thank you. No, I'm not trying anything. I've never been someone to take supplements.
Multivitamins.
Yeah, multivitamins, protein powders, anything like that. You need water, wine, and coffee.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Nothing else. I don't drink any Gatorades, any of that stuff.
No protein shakes.
Nothing. Yeah, just water, wine, and coffee. So, and I don't really believe there's anything out there that's going to make that big of a difference. There's one drug where they said you might get like up to 3 months longer, but I kind of thought, well, I'm not actually sure I want 3 months longer if you can't tell me what stage I'm going to get the 3 months at. Like, at the end, I don't want 3 months longer, and and it was a bit of mucking around and jumping through hoops to get it, and I just figured I just want to enjoy my life. I don't want to be running. I already have enough appointments now, way more than what I want to be going to. So I went to one this morning and it was just a bit of a waste of time. Just results of a sleep study I did last week, but I didn't find out anything there. And when I left, I said to Steph, well, they could have just done that over the phone. Like, I didn't need to go to the hospital for that. It's a waste of my morning. But you know, that's me. I guess other people would want to go and get everything, you know, find it all out. But no, nothing, none of that stuff.
I was trying to get her to try some CBD oil.
Yeah.
Just try it.
She's
just
like,
give
it'll
it a
be
crack.
fun. And I'm like,
no.
Fun for who?
No.
Yeah.
No, that's different. So CBD oil doesn't have any, like, it's got no THC in it, so that's literally just like therapeutic, blah, blah, blah. No psychoactive effect.
Yeah. No,
I did bring some hash cookies from my friend, and she was not happy about it. That's fair enough.
I've never done marijuana in my whole life, and I don't think now's the time to start. I hate it. I hate because, like, we've had it. Yeah. Like, people in our family, you know, that have had problems with it over the years. But I hate it, and I hate anything to do with it, and I'm just so against it. I'm not going to start now. Yeah. So, but the CBD oil,
that's very different to anything.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But I got me other stuff, so that's working fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, who knows down the track maybe, but it's only experimental here anyway, the CBD. So you'll go on a trial, and then you might get
experimental
the good stuff
with MND. Yeah.
You might get the good stuff and you might not. So then you're mucking around.
Yeah. You don't want the placebo.
No.
Fuck that.
No, I want the real stuff if you're going to do it. Yeah. Because I'm not, again, I don't want to be going to the hospital and having to do all the trials and stuff. So I'm not wasting my time. I'd much rather go and sit in a coffee shop and have a coffee, or have a friend come and visit me. It's more people visiting me at home now. But I'd rather do that than do a hospital visit. So Is there any other questions?
No.
That's it.
Last question though. Are you excited for Big Brother?
Big Brother. We need to get off because we need to go and watch Big Brother.
Yes, we do.
I've been loving Big Brother. It's only just started.
Yes.
Part of me wishes that they had have left that Josh crazy guy in at the start. who upset everybody because
no, he was triggering.
he was very triggering and
He was upsetting me a lot.
Crazy guy. But I wonder what would have happened if they had left him in, because I feel like there would have been some drama. But anyway, it's probably good on a workplace safety point of view that they got him out.
He was insane, and he was making me feel so uncomfortable. Oh my god,
wasn't loving it at all. But
no, I didn't like that.
Yeah, so no, I am excited for Big Brother. Ebony's come over for dinner tonight with Robbie, her partner. Steph's cooking us dinner, and we're going to all sit and watch Big Brother together, which is going to be cool.
Bobby has never actually watched Big Brother before.
Induction tonight.
So, yeah, and I've been trying to get him to watch it last week, and he wasn't really into it.
He should have done his homework today.
Yeah, and now he's going to have to sit through an hour and a half of episode 5 or something. Episode 4, no idea.
You had your chance, Robbie.
I agree.
Yeah.
You dug your grave.
Yeah, you just now have to sit and suck it up.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Ebony. It's nice to see you again on the big screen.
Yes.
Yes, and this might be a little midweek extra one, maybe.
Cute.
Yeah, cute. You know, we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks for sending in all those questions too. That's amazing. It's good to know what people like. It's nice to answer questions and let people ask. I'm pretty open book, so if you do have any questions, just pop them underneath, because I pretty much answer anything, as you can tell from some of the questions that I got asked.
Yeah.
So one of the questions was, which I didn't put on, are you dead yet?
Can
no.
confirm,
No, not yet. But someone was like, got stuck into them and was like, are you serious? Don't be so insensitive, whatever. I'm just like, I thought it was funny. But anyway.
I think some of this, your comment section is just, sometimes, some people, I read it, I'm
well, the big one is we're all dying.
Yeah, we're all terminal to some degree, and it's very different. It's quite really, different, really.
Like, I don't want to...
It's very insensitive.
Yeah, I feel like it does minimise, you know, it takes a fair bit to offend me, and it didn't really offend me, but I think, you know, if for most people who have a terminal illness, it's very different to being just alive and knowing that you're going to die one day, as opposed to having a terminal illness and knowing that dying is imminent. Like, it's very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's, your experience is a lot, you know, you're 54, like your experience is just so different. Like, you can't shower on your own.
No.
Like,
I can't dress myself.
You've got chicken claws for hands.
Yeah, hardies. Yeah. I can barely walk.
It's
I'm in
very
pain
different.
a fair bit. I can hardly feed myself. That's why I like to kind of have people come to the house, because it's hard for me to eat. I have to get someone to cut my food up, and even then, like, I can't really hold it to get it to my mouth. So I look fine. Like, that's the thing, and most people think I am, but I have a very big disability. Like, I can't get myself in and out of bed. I need help with that. I can't even put the mask on myself because my hands aren't strong enough. But Sammy will pull me up of a morning to sit up, and if she doesn't hold me there, I just fall straight back down again. And I've had like a couple of falls. So it is increasing a fair bit, but just sort of keeping it real that it's not all butterflies and rainbows.
No.
Might look it out in TikTok and YouTube land, but there's a fair bit of stuff I can't do. I try really hard not to focus on what I can't do though. So because that's silly.
So everything from the neck down.
Yeah, pretty much. And the neck is painful. But I can drink a cup of coffee, because if I get it in a takeaway cup, it can go down. And I've got a latte cup here that Steph got for me, so I can drink coffee here. Yeah, so that's the important thing. Yeah, most important, I can get a coffee down, and I'm not that hungry, which is also kind of good, and kind of not really, but you know, I've lost my appetite, and but I do enjoy coffee, so that's good. Anyway, we're going to go. We're waffling on now. We need to get out there, eat dinner, and have Big Brother, watch Big Brother. All right. Love you.
All right.
Bye.